We are here on the scene at Georgia World Congress Center for Super Bowl week. I was lucky enough to speak with a number of NFL Network personalities, most importantly, Maurice Jones-Drew. He shared his thoughts on Todd Gurley, among other things, with a fantasy football aspect as well, and just how he was as a player. So make sure to tune in. We are here for Super Bowl Media Week. I'm speaking with former Jags running back Maurice Jones-Drew. Maurice, there was a time when I thought we'd be sitting here talking about Alvin Kamara, but it doesn't look like that. So
Are you from New Orleans?
I am not. No.
Okay, I was about to say, you come in here, I didn't know. I was just messing with you.
It just looked like that, and I was prepping for Kamara. There was a point in the game where I thought we'd be talking Kamara, but we're going to go ahead and talk Todd Gurley, which is fun anyway. So, let's talk about maybe what's wrong with him. We saw 4 carries, 10 yards, the NFC title game. Do you think he says it's not injury. Do you think it's, maybe something mental, or what's maybe going on?
I just think he had a bad day. Sometimes you just roll over on the wrong side. You just wake up on the wrong side of the bed, right? It's just not your day. For some people, maybe you spill your coffee in the morning, or you're just not on your game. And I think that's what it was for him. And I think we're all do that. Todd has been so good for the last 2 years that we see a game where he doesn't perform like we expect him to, and then all of a sudden it's like, what's going on? But it happens. Sometimes you have a bad day, and the beautiful thing about it was his team picked him up and they were able to win, and he has another chance, another opportunity to be able to bounce back and really, show people what he can do.
Obviously, it didn't hurt his stock with you. You said, if you were going to draft anyone in fantasy football, it would be Todd Gurley.
Well, you're only going off of, I think, just what happened this last game. If you look at the course of the season, though, he had 21 touchdowns, over 1,000 yards again, big-time receiving numbers. Consistently, he is the catalyst to that Rams offense, which is one of the top offenses in the league. So why wouldn't you go with that guy, right? I mean, one game is not going to define his ability and what he's able to do. And then again, I'll say this. The Rams are so far ahead of their division right now with just how they're playing. And the Seahawks still have Russell Wilson. Yes, they made the playoffs, but they struggle a lot with the Rams. The Niners, we don't know what's going on with them. They're still trying to get healthy and find their way. And then the Cardinals just hired a guy, I think, my age, like McVay.
Right.
But, they have their own issues as well. So you have a team that's, sustained and they're good to go. I think Todd is the number 1 pick in fantasy.
Absolutely. So you're looking for a bounce back game from Todd Gurley?
No, I expect a bounce back game. I think Todd is ready to go. I think the Rams are excited, and C.J. Anderson helps that out a lot. And so they have some really good leaders on that team, and that definitely picked up Todd when he was down.
Last question. You were such a smart player, played with such a high football IQ, which was, I think, part of what made you so great. I was actually at a game in Giant Stadium in 2009 when you were one of the first. You kneeled rather than taking a touchdown at the end of the game. As a Jets fan, and all of us, it killed us in the stands because you iced the game. But talk about maybe how you were maybe ahead of that time when you see players like Todd Gurley doing that to just seal the game and make the smart play, but rather than being on the stat sheet.
Well, a lot of that goes to the coaching you have too. You got to have great coaches that can make you situational aware. So for me, before that play, I was told, I was asked, which was crazy. The coach was like, "Hey, do you want to score a touchdown or do you want to take a knee?" And I was like, well, what's best for the team? Like, it doesn't matter to me. And they were, and again, we have contractual things that go on. But, winning the game was the most important thing to me. And in that situation, we knew that the Jets were going to let us score. Rex was trying to let us score. We didn't want to let their offense back on the field. We took a knee. There was another situation where we played the Raiders where scoring was more important than taking a knee in that situation. And so we scored because we knew that our defense can, they were better equipped to stop that Raiders offense that we were going against. So it's just always about being situational aware. Now, you're talking about Todd Gurley, where he did that against Aaron Rodgers. You want to make sure you never put Aaron Rodgers back on the field.
Right.
So that's why he did a great job with that. And there's different situations with different teams. And so the Rams do a really good job of coaching the situation, the 2 minutes, the 4 minutes, the, third downs, first and second down, how to be efficient. And that's what makes them a really good team.
MJD, team player.
Team's perspective, they make the plays when they need them most, when they matter most. And Brady can call on his greatness any given time when he needs it. And that's how the league is going to handle it going forward. You know, is there anything that's going to be kind of disciplinary action for the referees? You know, are they going to make significant changes for next year so that calls can be challenged? But you know, we just haven't heard anything, and now, you know, we're in the week of Super Bowl, and it's almost 2 weeks after.
If they are disciplined,